Hey guys, it's Ben. It's Thursday, day after my birthday. My birthday was nice. It was nice and quiet. I know most people want to party on their birthdays. Me, not so much. I kind of put partying in the past. For those of you who don't know, pretty much all of you don't know, I'm a recovering alcoholic. Haven't had a drink in about 2.5, almost 3 years now. And yeah, I just I like hanging out and watching stuff, and hanging out with my friends and making fun of things. Particularly, this is a good segue into my topic for today. One of the things that my best friend and I love to make fun of is the Disney Channel. Talked about this, I believe, briefly in the video before last. Well, not briefly, but I was talking about the specific example of Girl Meets World then. And I think I wanted to talk a little bit about some of Disney's practices as a whole, pertaining especially to one of my favorite video games of all time. Well, I wouldn't categorize it as one of my favorites of all time. It's definitely up there, but it's not in my top 5. And I am referring to Kingdom Hearts. I doubt just some guy watches these videos, but I know that he's a big Kingdom Hearts fan and he loves to defend Kingdom Hearts. I'm a little more critical of Kingdom Hearts than most people. I loved the first one. I played it to death. The second one was proof of, corporations essentially bleeding the soul out of everything. The third one was just, ugh. Oh God, I know a lot of people wouldn't like that, but the third Kingdom Hearts bugged me on so many levels. Because it was indicative of where Disney is now as an entertainment company. And and the simplest way to put it is all flash, no substance. Kingdom Hearts 3 was gorgeous looking. It had incredible graphics. The little summoning mechanics and everything were nice and spectacular and colorful, and definitely looked like it took a lot of long hours of hard work. The story looked like it was just kind of cut together at the last minute. Where to begin? Okay. Well, first of all, with Kingdom Hearts, the big draw for me, the first thing that drew me to Kingdom Hearts, that I think a lot of Square Enix fans that were drawn to, was the Final Fantasy aspect of throwing in Final Fantasy characters into the mix. It was a bizarre combo, to say the least, for the beginning. You had Squall Leonhart, who is the main character of Final Fantasy VIII, who is known for being stoic, for being borderline sociopathic. This character, who I love, by the way, he's one of my favorite video game characters, mainly because he said things like, my favorite exchange in the video game of Final Fantasy VIII was between Squall and Irvine, or Irvine, whatever you call him. They're talking about, the sorceress and their plan to assassinate her and blah, blah, blah. And I guess Irvin's just kind of trying to shoot the shit with him, and he's just kind of saying like, oh yeah, so with you Seed guys, you guys are mercenaries, and also, I mean, going up against a villain who's, or going up against somebody who's pure evil must be a really good incentive for you. And that's when Squall's whole thing throughout most of the game was he never really addressed people, he never really talked to them. His whole thing is you see what he's thinking about, and he's sitting there thinking about what Irvin's saying, and he was saying like, there's no such thing as good and evil sides in this whole thing. There's only, it's everybody's perspective. It's all a matter of perspective. There are no good guys, there are no bad guys. Very powerful, very deep statement. Very anti-Disney, as I would think, in some ways. You got Squall Leonhardt, this guy, Mr. Very serious for his age, very, almost too mature for his age. And he's best friends with the most one-dimensional cartoon character ever created, Mickey Mouse. That's right. A hardened mercenary who does not recognize good or evil and will do what he has to do because he was ordered to do so, is best friends with the personification of every simplistic bit of goodness that there is in existence. The most unlikely pair imaginable, but they're best friends. You know why? Because Disney needs the Final Fantasy crowd, that's why. Kingdom Hearts 2 was just, like, first of all, like, you know, guys, I understand, like, incorporating the Disney worlds and all that. I get that the concept of Kingdom Hearts from the get-go was that this is supposed to be a Disney-themed RPG. I get that. But that doesn't mean that each new world has to be the movie played out verbatim. Okay, like, most of the people playing Kingdom Hearts have pretty much seen the vast majority of the movies that are being referenced in this video game. So you don't need to repeat the storyline of the movies verbatim. What that ultimately tells me is that you really didn't put a lot of thought into the story. It tells me that this is a cash grab for you. Kingdom Hearts 3. After incorporating the millions upon billions of little cash grab side projects that they were doing to delay releasing Kingdom Hearts 3, we get Kingdom Hearts 3. Then through this they decided, well, you know what, we don't need the Final Fantasy thing anymore. We use that to hook in the Final Fantasy crowd. Now that they're hooked in, we'll go ahead and dismiss them. Okay, so let's dismiss the coolest aspect of the video game series. Let's take part of what made it unique and just dismiss it for the sake of corporate, you know, for the sake of Disney. Then I think there were two parts of Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, it'd be hard for me to go on and just talk about everything I didn't like about Kingdom Hearts 3, especially since I forgot most of it because it was that plain to me. There were two scenes that I can remember verbatim, and it's that there was one scene that I thought was dynamite. It was reminiscent of the old Squaresoft methods of storytelling, which was the first time we finally get to see Mickey Mouse being fallible, meaning he made a serious mistake that that ended up hurting somebody. And we're talking about that character Aqua. She was essentially trapped in the Kingdom Hearts equivalent of hell for 10 years, you know. And when you go to see her again, you're thinking at first, like, okay, this is Disney, so they're gonna free her from her little darkness or whatever, her spell, and she's gonna wake up and she's gonna be happy to see everybody, blah, blah, blah. And that's not how it happened at first, and I was pleasantly surprised. I know it sounds kind of morbid, but it's like, you know, I like to see heaviness in these kind of stories to give it more gravity, to give it more weight. And it was that when Aqua emerges from the darkness, she's not happy to see everybody. If anything, she is bitter and enraged. She's like, you know, Mickey, you abandoned me. You left me here for 10 years. You know, like, That was an intense scene. That whole fight sequence and everything, that was a great scene. It was well written. It was a unique take on everything. Kudos all the way. The last scene of Kingdom Hearts. This was the scene that made me not want to play this game ever again. It's the fact that in the culmination of everything that had built up with this Xehanort guy being the big baddie, you know, this Machiavellian lunatic who orchestrated, you know, the destruction of these children's lives. In the very end, they have this little moment, him and his former, I guess, friend, who is sort of the light side equivalent of Xehanort. I forgot his name. It was Master something. Master Equus, because it was square backwards. Yeah, Master Equus and Xehanort kind of have this little end of a Disney movie moment where they're like, okay, well, you know, Xehanort learned his lesson. He learned it's not a good idea to go ahead and play God with people's lives. Well, lesson learned, guys. Let's all hug it out. Come on, bring it in. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, you got to have some seriously amazing virtue and principles to immediately let go of 10 years of agonizing torture for the sake of, well, guys, you know, all's well that ends well, you know. But you know, Disney, you know, this is all, I feel like this is all verbatim, this is all relevant because of the fact that Disney is on this habit of buying up every single entertainment property they can get their hands on right now, and they're slowly but surely becoming the new trust. Even though you could argue that the Big Five studios in many ways are the new trust, yeah, Disney is pushing the line for monopoly, and I'm worried that Disney is going to become our real-world equivalent of the Shinra Electric Power Company from Final Fantasy VII. Anyway, that was my long critique of Kingdom Hearts. I do have a lot of positive feelings about Kingdom Hearts, particularly the first one. I just feel like these are points that I don't really see people talk about that much. These are things that, you know, people tend to give Kingdom Hearts, particularly, like, they tend to give Kingdom Hearts 3 kind of the benefit of the doubt because of the fact that it was such a long wait anticipation, and because the earlier entries into this franchise had provided a lot of faith. But it was just, you know, with all the build-up that they had for it, there should have been something. I feel like there should have been a more profound nature to the third Kingdom Hearts. But that's my take on it. Anyway, on September 24th, Outlaw Nights, our 48-page graphic novel, is going to be hitting Indiegogo. You're going to want to keep your eyes out for that, and I'm going to be putting the link for the emailer in the description below. Please click on that and get on the list if you want. I have yet to email the people on the list just yet, just because I feel like there's not enough. I feel like we haven't gotten enough people on it. So I will be back to talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. All right, bye.